Episode 9, Building a Resilient People Ops Function from Day One. Welcome to HR Decoded, where we uncomplicate the people problems breaking your business. I'm your host, Annekah Hall, fractional COO and People Ops Strategist. And today, we're getting into something that far too many startups treat as an afterthought, building a resilient People Ops function from day one. All right, let's be real. In most startups, People Ops, if it exists at all, starts like this. A few scattered HR tasks, some duct tape onboarding, a benefits admin login, and maybe a Google Doc titled Employee Handbook that hasn't been opened since onboarding hire number 2. But here's the thing. Your people operations infrastructure is one of the highest leverage systems you can build early. And if you ignore it too long, you'll pay for it later in turnover, team drama, compliance messes, and cultural chaos. So today, we're talking about what People Ops actually is, why it needs to be more than admin work, the 5 core pillars every early stage startup should build in their People Ops function, and how to make it resilient, not bloated. First, what is People Ops? People operations isn't just HR rebranded. It's the strategic design of how your company hires, grows, supports, and retains people in ways that are tied directly to your business goals. It's the systems behind hiring and onboarding, performance and feedback, compensation and leveling, culture and leadership, and compliance and infrastructure. Doing well, people operations creates alignment, trust, and scale. Ignored and underbuilt, it becomes a silent liability. So why, in my opinion, should companies start People Ops early? Because you're building patterns now that will be really hard to undo later. Think about it. If you never set expectations around feedback, feedback doesn't happen. If no one owns onboarding, it's inconsistent and underwhelming. If you don't track role leveling, your team grows, but no one knows what growth means. People Ops helps you operationalize culture, and culture is what keeps your company together when things get fast, hard, or uncertain. So with that said, here are the 5 foundations of a resilient People Ops function and what I recommend building early. Number 1, onboarding that works past week 1. Onboarding isn't just one-day logistics. It's the first 90 days of context, expectations, and connections. Your new hires should know what success looks like, where to find answers, who to go to for support, and how to contribute quickly. Good onboarding reduces churn and accelerates performance, period. Number 2, implement performance feedback loops. You don't need a corporate performance review system, but you do need a feedback culture. That means one-on-ones that are consistent, managers that are trained to coach, and employees who know where they stand. Then there are no surprises, no silence, just aligned conversations. Number 3, an org design with role clarity. Startups move fast, roles shift, and that's fine, but someone needs to own clarity. Use simple leveling frameworks, define responsibilities, and map reporting structures quarterly. If your team can't answer who owns this, that's a People Ops issue. Okay, on to number 4, foundational compliance and risk management. This is by far one of my favorite topics. I love digging into compliance and risk management things. I don't know, I find them fascinating. But I can tell you, this isn't fun for most people, but it matters. Make sure you have offer letters, worker classifications correct, PTO policies, no remote work laws, anti-harassment and wage regulations, etc. These are important because mess this part up early and it becomes expensive financially and reputationally. And lastly, number 5, have values that actually guide behavior. Do not just hang a poster or have a Zoom background with the words "be nice" on it. Have real defined values that guide who you hire, how you give feedback, how decisions are made, and how trust is built. Culture isn't a vibe, it's operationalized behavior. And People Ops holds the mirror and builds the systems behind it. Okay, so when I give advice, I always like to give you a picture or an example of what it may look like in real life practice. In this case, I have an example of one client who brought me in when they had about, I think it was like 18 people, 19 people. No HR hire, no systems, just a lot of good intentions and mounting stress. In the first 60 days, we created an onboarding roadmap, trained managers on giving feedback, introduced simple career levels. And after that, we spent about another month, month and a half auditing their international contractor compliance because they had staff across 5 different countries. And then we focused on building their first 3 core values with real behavior that was operating within the organizations to back them up. They didn't need a bunch of HR bureaucracy. They needed people ops clarity. So, how do you start? I would recommend choosing one system to clean up this quarter. Onboarding or feedback loops are great places to start. Assign people ops as a functional owner and start with the mindset of how would this scale to 50 people? Document key decisions, whether it be roles, leveling, pay philosophy, in one place. That's how you create resilience, not just reaction. Okay, so before I close out, I want to say people ops isn't just a department. It's a function that touches every single part of your business. And the earlier you build it right, the smoother everything else runs. If you want help figuring out where to start, visit my website at www.hrdecoded.pro to learn more or book a strategy call with me directly. And let me help you build a people engine that supports the business you're trying to scale. Okay, so thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share with a friend. And I will see you next week for another episode of HR Decoded. Bye.